class, my smart class. So today we will develop a program in C programming language using user input. So we are going to calculate the simple interest via user input. In earlier program you have seen that the variables was assigned with some values, and we calculated the simple interest what that was fixed for the particular number that was already assigned to the system. But in this program we will take the inputs from the user and return the result. Any kind of number, I mean any number, we will input and give the result for that. Okay, so we are not going to waste our much more time, so let's define our variable and all that thing. So let's see, we start from here. Our main program, main function starts here, right? So this time we are not going to use hash define preprocessor directive, because we are going to take the inputs from the user, and the user enter the value and prompts to input. So let's start now. Do the declaration for variable declaration. So we are going to declare two types, two integer variable, like just as we can think about here, supposed to be the uh, integer variable. We are going to invest the money for fixed number of years, so integer type int year, integer type, and we are taking another variable for looping purpose, because we are going to count for number of years we entered using a variable for count. So we can use the variable I for iteration and looping purpose. Let's see, and for others input we are going to take from the user, that is principal amount and interest rate. So principal amount we are going to take from the user floating point number, or interest rate is also a floating point number, that is includes fractional part as well. So we are going to declare the variable floating point float principal interest rate. So we also declare another variable, that is amount, after calculating the interest rate at end of every year, and we are calculating every year at the end of every year interest rate and assign the value in amount, right? So our floating point type variable has been declared. If you don't know what is the variables and data types, so we will discuss these points in upcoming videos. Wait for the time. This is our series for discussing the main function, and we want to make you the aware about the structure, all that thing in C programming language, so you will not get confused in our next videos and next topic, because uh, we are starting this series from scratch to advanced level, so it faces basic, intermediate and advanced. So starting from the scratch, each and everything will be declared. So my video might become long or might be getting longer than usual, because uh, we define each and everything in depth, so users should not face any kind of confusion, and doubt should be clear, right? So let's move ahead. We are not wasting much more time. So free floating point variables, now we are taking prompts user to input some value. So we are taking the values from the user. We are going to use this printf function for printing strings on the screen, showing value needs to be inputted for a particular variable. So let's say please enter years of investment. So a semicolon is mandatory at the end of every statement because this is part of our C language syntax. If you miss the semicolon at the end of a statement, it threw an error and program will not compile successfully. So we are introducing new function in this program, scanf. Scanf prompts to input values, right? We are accepting value year and format specifier for integer variable is d. So let's say, and we are taking the user input here. Ampersand is mandatory in scanf function because that defines the address for the variable in memory and store values there, right? So here, so this scanf function takes the value from the year, from the user for year, and now we need to prompt for another value to be input. So this time we are taking the input from the user for principal amount. Let's use the new line character for a new message input. Principal amount. Again, we are using scanf function to input the value for principal amount. So principal amount data type is float, and for float we have format specifier as f. So we use the percent %f for principal. We must use ampersand starting, otherwise our program will not compile successfully and compiler will throw an error. So we must be careful for typographical errors, and that typographical errors can be detected by compiler at the time of compilation, right? So again, third value we are taking from the user is interest rate. This time we print uh, for interest rate. Interest rate. Right, so we have taken the three values from the user. Again, we are using %f specifier for interest rate because interest rate is also a floating point variable data type, and all the value has been accepted from the user through the terminal and stored in the variable. Now our next work is start to assign the value in iterator, that is the looping, and also convert the uh, interest rate into the percentile format. So let's do it. Again, assign the value starting from the 0. and I rate. So we converted the interest rate in form of percent. Suppose that we entered the 12 in the starting, that means 0.12 is the interest rate. So now we are using the while loop for calculating the interest rate. Even though we can use the for loop as well, we will talk about that later. We have three loops in C programming language widely used: while, do while, and for loop. So we will talk about these loops in upcoming videos. For now, we are using while loop for calculation. So we initialize the iterator starting from the zero. So let's say I less than and equal to year. That value has been inputted by the user for the year of investment. Now our principal objective is to print the value after end of every year for calculating the interest. So let's use printf. We are using format specified d for year and percent f for, that is, floating point value, that is the interest calculated at end of every year. So we are taking two values after decimal point. So we have used point 2, and we need to print, we are printing every value in new line, so we do not get confused. And what value we need to print, that is I, from starting to the less than and equal to the year value. And okay, we forget to initialize the value for amount. Once we assign the value for principal, that is the principal values, and we are calculating the amount end of every year. So now in starting, amount is equal to principal. Starting year of investment, i I must assign the value in amount as well. That value is principal. So again I assign the value for principal as well. Now so we printed two values in while loop, and our original work starts from here, that is the calculation for amount. That is formula we are using. Okay, so this is the formula for interest rate calculation. Amount equal to amount plus amount multiplied by the interest rate, and we are increasing the year as well. That is the iterator for the loops, and we can use the increment operator for that. That increases the year value by 1, or even though we can write I to I plus 1, that is same thing. and this is our calculation done. End of while loop and end of the main function. So our program has been completed, and now we need to compile that program for running on system. Let's compile it and check for the validation and compiling process. So we can see that we missed something. Principal is undeclared variable. So let's see principal. Right, we missed the. So we did the typographical error in principal. Now let's compile it again. Now we don't have any kind of error in that. Was typographical error in our program, and that has been rectified. And so again run this program. We are running that. So first time we need to enter the, so this is asking for user to input the value for the investment. Here let's say we are investing for 7 years, and principal amount 5,000, and interest rate let's say 11% of interest rate. So we did something error here, so let's rectify that again. Might be same problem. Yes, we did it again. Yes, so here we missed the ampersand for interest rate. That's why error has been thrown up by the compiler. Now start again. If you miss ampersand in scanf function, that will not caught in during runtime process. What when you run the program and a user value for input for user value, that will not produce the accurate result and throw something unexpected. So that has been captured. Let's say 10 years of investment, principal amount 5,000, interest rate. So you can see that it's not giving the expected result. So let's do it again. Okay, we must print the principal amount here as well, because we are calculating the amount, not principal. So some of the error has been caught in this program. Now again start. we can see that now calculation is perfect and it is giving the expected result. If you find any value for this uh, program or for this video, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share with your friends and families. Thank you and have a nice day. Please subscribe the channel for more videos.